The high court case that sparked the Schumer outburst involves a pro-life law in Louisiana. It's designed to limit the number of abortions performed in the state. Joining us now is the director of pro-life activities for the New York State Catholic Conference, Kathleen Gallagher. Kathy, help us better understand the workings of the Louisiana law. How does it reduce the number of abortions in the state?
What it does is it says doctors who perform abortions have to have admitting privileges at a nearby hospital in case something goes wrong and the woman has to be transferred there, which seems like a normal thing that you would want your doctor to have. In fact, the abortion industry over the years has kind of exempted itself from these kinds of health and safety regulations. Like, if a doctor was performing an appendectomy or a tonsillectomy on you or I, they would have to have admitting privileges. The abortion industry somehow always gets a pass, you know? Like, even here in New York, it's a sacred cow. Like, informed consent is required for virtually every other surgical procedure, not abortion. Parental consent is required for all surgical procedures on children, not abortion.
Well, this Louisiana measure closely mirrors a law enacted in Texas that the court has already struck down as unconstitutional. Why did the justices take up the new case and not rely on the previous ruling?
That is the $600 million question. And really, the only ones who know the answer to that is Chief Justice Roberts and the other members of the court. I think it's a hopeful sign that they're going to take another look at this and say, is this an undue burden on women, as the court ruled the Texas law was, or is this simply a reasonable regulation and restriction on abortion?
Well, this is the first case of its kind in the Trump era with his two justices on the bench. Could the court be heading toward the end of Roe v. Wade?
I think the court will be getting to considering the precedent of Roe versus Wade eventually. I don't think that's going to happen anytime in the near future, but I do think it will happen.
All right. Are there other abortion cases on the Supreme Court's calendar that we should be alert to?
I don't believe they're on the Supreme Court calendar yet, but there are a good number of cases working their way up through the circuit courts from other states which have enacted bans on abortion in certain circumstances, after a certain number of weeks, perhaps after the baby can feel pain. So there are cases working their way up, and our goal, as always, as church, is maximum protection for women and their unborn children.
All right, Kathy Gallagher, Director of Pro-Life Activities for the New York State Catholic Conference. Thanks for joining me today.
Thanks for having me.
If you're watching Currents News on YouTube, be sure to hit the subscribe button and then click on the bell to get instant updates about all of our newest content, because we are putting your faith in the news.